Welcome back. We are super excited about a new show being launched on KPRC 2 tomorrow. It is called Eat Like a Local.
That's right. It's premiering at 10 in the morning with host, James Beard Award winner, chef Chris Shepard. A take on your book, too, the name, Eat Like a Local. So, hey, thanks for coming in today.
My pleasure.
You've been doing a lot of TV these days.
I feel like I know how to get here pretty well.
All right? If you can get through the traffic, you know where you're going.
Yeah, I
and
do.
you have a key card now, too, so you can get in the building anytime you want.
Man.
Chef, thanks for hanging out with us.
Oh, thanks
Can
for
you just
having
tell the folks real quick about this show, Eat Like...
And historic why they do.
And this is why we are such a tight-knit community here in Houston. That's what
exactly.
It's huge. Tell us about Table to Stage.
So Table to
is that?
Stage is a kind of a production at Stages Theater where, again, it's the why, right? It's having the conversation, just like the show is, about like why you got into it, who you are, what you're doing. And for me, like we talked about the cookbook, right? The Cook Like a Local. I know what that meant to go on a cookbook tour, go do a restaurant, do a dinner at a restaurant, sell 35 cookbooks or 40 cookbooks, and not really get to be able to talk about the book and why you spent 3 years writing it. But it was more of like you get 5 seconds to talk about the dish and then it's done. This gives the opportunity for these authors and chefs and restaurateurs to sit down and have the conversation about why they do these things and why they've done it for their entire lives. So
I feel like all your restaurants, as you created them, always focused on the why. Why are we making this food? Why is the menu the way it is? Why did we choose these ingredients?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always a big believer if you're just doing it to do it, then it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But if you can have the story behind it and you can tell people like, this is why we're doing this, and this is where it comes from, and this is who is producing these products for us, I think that gives a better dining experience just on general.
Telling the story.
Yeah.
Telling the background.
I think that's what food is, right? We're storytellers.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so
through the food.
Through the food. And I think if you're going to have a dish, there should be a backstory behind all of these things. Like, well, this is why we do this dish. This is why we get this ingredient. This is why this farmer produces this for us.
So in the first episode, we're going to do, we got some tacos, we got some burgers.
We got
burgers in the first episode. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Burger Bodega, Champ Burger, and Real. So on the first episode.
3 big ones, huh?
3, yeah, right off the bat.
That's fascinating.
So it's going to be fun.
Speaking of the why, I mean, you'll see Chef from time to time in a picture with a Texans jersey, and you're thinking, why is he doing it? Oh, by the way, he was on Kim a long time ago.
Yes, didn't you make him some goat?
Yep, goat and dumplings, yeah.
That's amazing. But we want to talk to you about, you're a true football fan. People see the chef out and about, and they say, what are you doing here? Chef, you love it. You love this town and everything about it.
I do.
So can we talk a little Texans real quick?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
how cool was it to see D'Amico come back as the coach?
I got so excited. My wife's like, what are you yelling about? And I was like, I mean, come on, he's coming home, right? And it was just such a cool experience to hear that. And then the draft, like, she's like, you're having a draft party by yourself. And I was like, I am. And she's out of town on a girls trip, and I'm calling her, like, we just moved up in the draft. And it was she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm happy for you. So.
If you're happy, I'm happy.
Yeah, it was great.
What about the Astros?
Big fan.
You think they're going to make it?
I do, I think they've got the team set to do it. They've got the infrastructure. They've got the knowledge, right? And when you have that experience, I think that takes a lot of pressure off. You've been there before, right?
Yeah, right.
If you could make
and recently.
Yeah, right.
You could make a dish really quickly off the top of your head to tell the story of the Astros Texans. Well, actually just the Astros.
Right. Well,
Maybe Texans in a little bit.
Yeah, Texas will get there. I don't know. I think it has to be to deal with hot dogs, right?
Hot dogs.
See, we were talking about that earlier.
Hot dogs.
It's one of those things that's for everybody, right?
Yeah.
And it's delicious.
Right? Hot dogs are part of baseball.
They are.
Flat out.
Yeah.
They are part of football, baseball, all of
Okay.
it.
Wait, before we do our game, one other question, because I texted you about this. I said, Chef, can we talk about what you're watching these days?
Oh, yeah.
And I mentioned our producer. She goes, I want to know what a chef watches at home. What are you streaming these days?
Do you watch the chef shows?
Another quick question.
Yes and no, right? I don't do competition shows. I don't like to. It doesn't entertain me, right? It does, but on a level of like, people are like, do you ever want to go on these shows? I'm like, no, because you compete every day, right? And I don't want to compete against friends, right? That doesn't make any sense. We watch, I don't know.
Drama, comedy?
Murder mystery?
A lot of all of it, yeah. It's kind of whatever Lindsay wants to watch.
See, there's the right answer.
Yeah, we watch a lot of Law and Order and things like that. A lot
Sounds
of
like
reruns,
my house.
because you can just binge all that stuff, right?
Right.
It goes well. All right, Chef, I want to tell you, Sophia and I this morning created a little game
did.
that we want to play with you. And you're the first person to ever play this game with us.
Ever.
We've never created it
Right
before.
on.
Shout out to Ciara Shelton
Thank
from marketing
you.
who helped us create graphics.
It's called
This, that, or the other thing.
Oh, I don't. Okay, got to pay attention.
Ready?
So here we
We're
go.
gonna
Chef,
have
you
fun.
want to take the first
Yeah,
one?
so we'll
Okay.
start.
I'm kind of in the way.
Chef, oven or grill or the other thing?
And we got
or
the
something
pictures
else. What would
backwards,
you
sorry.
choose? What would you choose?
I'm going oven because I do love backyard cooking, but it sometimes rains here, and
Okay.
Yeah.
you're always
always
ready to
good.
If you
go.
had to pick one forever and you
Okay.
couldn't switch, that would be it. All right.
Okay.
Next one. Surf, turf, or the other thing?
I'm going the other thing. I don't know what it is, but I'm going the other thing. I love both, but I don't know. I don't know what the other thing is, so I might as well take that chance, right?
Okay, all right. It's a mystery box. We don't know either. That's why we called it the other thing, because nobody knows what that could be.
I know it.
Chef, salt or pepper?
Ooh, salt.
Okay.
Salt, that was an easy one.
Yeah, because you can use, I always tell people like pepper, it doesn't necessarily have to be part of the ingredient. It has to be something there, but salt always brings the flavors forward in cocktails, in dessert,
Sweets,
in,
yeah.
everything.
Is that why we
Everything.
salt the rim of glasses?
Yeah,
and
yeah. And
Right.
pepper, you can get that flavor from a lot of different things, whether it be through chilies or what have you, but salt is kind of unique in its
Okay.
own right.
And cracked black pepper, you can get
Yep.
that anywhere.
White pepper, black pepper, cayenne, like
Right.
anything.
So
yeah.
there's a lot of different ones.
The next one is sweet or savory?
Savory.
Okay.
Why?
I like how you got.
Oh, God, we mixed everything up, didn't we? Well, this
You
just
know
shows
what?
this is the first time we've ever played this game.
I love it, but it looks like candied bacon, so I'll go with that.
Okay, the other thing. Candy bacon.
It's the other thing. Car or truck?
I'm a truck guy.
Okay.
Okay, not the other thing. I keep forgetting to say the other thing.
Chef?
We made these rules. We're not even following our own rules.
We both came up with this one.
Yeah.
Boxers or briefs?
Oh,
Wait to see the.
I'll go boxers.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay, this is a good one.
All right.
Because as a restaurant person, we have our favorite table or booth.
I'm a table guy.
And why a table?
It just, you can move people around. It's more comfortable. You can spread out. You can do what you need to do. Booths are they're set. They are what they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the last one. I think it has to do with your preference of cooking. Butter or oil?
We got it backwards again. Oh my goodness. I'm
Or
sorry.
the other thing.
By the way, this is totally my fault for doing this. Is
No, I love it.
100% I got all of this mixed up.
I love it. I'm going to go oil.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. I mean, just because you finish with it, you start with it.
Okay.
Like, it's easier to control. Butter just will brown really quickly. I mean, you can finish sauces with butter and things like that. Baking, definitely butter, but oil just in general.
Well, you and I have worked together for a long time on
yeah.
various things. One of the things that I learned from you, which I thought was fascinating, is the use of butter when you're cooking the steak.
Yeah.
And I see you there with that spoon.
Yep.
And you're
Baste,
just
baste,
basting
baste,
and
baste.
basting and basting.
It's literally one of my favorite things to do. I will get lost in it, just mesmerized. And it's great.
Smells. Tell the folks real quick, because it's a few simple ingredients that you throw in the pan with that steak. What is
It's
it?
a little bit of thyme, garlic or shallots, and butter.
See? So simple.
It's simple.
So simple. Chef, thanks for hanging out with
you.
us.
This
is
We're all
awesome.
hungry now.
Pleasure.
I know.
I'm
Thanks for having
starving
me.
now.
And I've shown everyone how
Hey.
dyslexic I am, too.
Look at this. Eat like a local.
Look at this handsome guy.
Chris Shepard.
Oh, man.
Cannot miss it. Season premiere.
Tomorrow morning.
That's right, 10 a.m. on KPRC 2.
Turn it on.
Personal shout out. I'll be on one of the second or
You
third
will.
episodes.
I'm going to be on one of them too.
Come on.
Next one.
Yeah. Oh, we got big plans with this guy. You
Let's
stay
go.
tuned.